exclusive to another. Shireen also caught up with the UK Business Secretary Sajid Javid on the sidelines of the UK IBC meeting, who says there is plenty of scope for trade ties to improve between the two countries.
There's already a lot of trade going on, and I think that also reflects a special relationship our two countries have. And I'm here just to try and make it even stronger, and trade is a hugely important component of that. We want to see more trade in every area, and if you look at where we've seen the highest growth, has certainly been in the technology field, in manufacturing, but across both countries, and we'd like to see more investment. The UK already is the largest G20 investor in India, and India is investing more in the UK than the rest of the European Union put together. So it shows you the strength of the ties.
What would concern you most? We've talked about a bunch of risks that the world is faced with, the global economy is faced with. What would worry you most today?
I think, when you look at the global economic dashboard, I sort of describe it as flashing red. And what is flashing red is the concerns about the Eurozone. Only in the sense that we've had this Greece problem that's been running on for years and years now, and it still isn't resolved. I don't think anyone would describe it as being something that's been dealt with in any definitive way, and that is still there. It's hanging over the Eurozone, and I think that is something where the Eurozone itself needs to get its act together. Britain is not part of that zone, but it does affect us because over half of our the trade of half of our exports are with the rest of the European Union members. The fall in the global oil price is having a big impact in global economies. Depending what kind of country you are, how you consume those products, the impact will be positive or negative, but it is still a source of volatility, and it's having a knock-on impact on other commodities because of a fall in demand. So global steel prices have almost collapsed. There's a glut of supply, and again, that's having a knock-on impact. So these are all big issues out there in the global economy. They're not something that any one country can control or have a big influence on. We have to sort of accept them, watch them closely. The biggest thing I think any economy can do, whether that's India or Britain in response, is just to make sure its own economy is as strong as it can be. Its public finances are as strong as they can be, that those structural reforms that are required are being made. That's certainly what we've been doing in Britain, and when I look at India, a lot of the changes are being made.
Prime Minister Modi is going to be visiting the UK in November. What can we expect as far as the agenda on bilateral trade and investment is concerned? What would be the priorities on the UK side? What would you like to communicate in terms of concerns, if any, to the Indian Prime Minister? And also, is there a sense within the UK government that the Indian government is perhaps reaching out more to the US than it is to the UK today?
No, well, first of all, I'll take the last part of your question. The Indian government will be reaching out to all countries, whether it's the US, it's UK, all major powers in the world. That's absolutely right. It's in India's interest, and that's what that's what you would expect India to do. It's one of the most important countries in the world, in whether it's economics, whether it's in global security, and I want an India that is having strong relationships throughout the world. Of course, that includes the UK. So the first thing that we can expect is a very warm welcome for Prime Minister Modi. He's very well liked across the UK, especially with the Indian diaspora. And I think actually he's having a big event in Wembley Stadium, and there'll be thousands, tens of thousands of people. I think that speaks for itself, just how warm a welcome he will get. And we will then want to build on the relationship. The trade and investment will be at the heart of that. We're trying to work together on some new initiatives that can try and help boost that, but also see what more can we do to sort of help each other, whether it's on the skills agenda, it's on manufacturing, which I know is important to us, but also to Prime Minister Modi. It's about students going in between our two countries, and also about cultural exchange, which I think is hugely important as well. We have a shared culture, we have a shared language, we have a shared history, and I think when it comes to that space, there's also a lot more we can do.
That's the UK-India Business Convention 2015.